It is set up by crane and its components are bolted together. Once all tower parts are connected, the nacelle is attached to the top and the generator connected. Welcome to our channel. aTech is bringing you today a topic of great ecological interest. Indeed, offshore wind energy is a solution to consider for good of our planet. It is clean and renewable. It is obtained by using the force of the wind, most often in open seas. The wind can reach a higher and more consistent speed than on land. This method seems preferable because of the absence of barriers. To make the most of this resource, megastructures are installed, and they're equipped with the latest technical inventions. Discover on aTech what these sea giants look like and how do they work, but above all, if they can be the new energy of tomorrow. More commonly known as offshore wind energy, it is also known as offshore wind. Indeed, electricity production is generally done on large bodies of water at sea, but not only. They're also found in coastal waters and lakes. And purpose of this video, we focused on offshore wind turbines. Offshore wind farms tend to produce more electricity than onshore farms. This is because the winds at sea is higher than on land. There are two types of offshore wind turbines. They're distinguished by the type of anchoring used to fix them. First and foremost, there is fixed foundation offshore wind turbine. It is installed on a fixed support structure and a seabed. But there are also different types of foundations. We find monoply. It is a tower installed on a large steel cylinder embedded on a seabed. It requires a concrete or steel platform to be properly supported. The platform must be massive and wide enough on the surface. It rests directly on the seabed. With the current advances, we can install structures up to 60 meters below the surface of water. Then there are floating offshore wind turbines. This technique allows us to build wind farms further offshore. The waters are very deep. The floating bases allow the exploit of enormous potential of wind. There are simple floating columns or spars. You can also have semi-submersible platforms or platforms with tension legs. But considering that the wind is stronger in the high seas, how are these wind turbines installed? The challenges encountered in trying to install a wind turbine at sea have led to innovative construction techniques. It all starts on land. The wind turbine is built in kit form. Construction is done in separate sections. Its main components include the base, mast sections, nacelle, and rotor. As with the kit, the components can be assembled at sea to build a turbine. These components are transported and assembled at sea on special sea jacking vessels. These vessels are specifically designed to provide a stable platform. These allow the technicians to work with generator precision. They also include a higher performance crane. A vessel can carry hydraulic jacks used for installation of wind turbine foundations. Sometimes a monopile is used to structure the turbine to the seabed. A monopile can have diameters of up to 6 meters. It is usually covered of 150 millimeter thick steel. Monopiles are the most common type of foundation in the offshore wind construction industry. They are easy to install in shallow of medium water. The steel cylinder is stacked on the seabed using the hydraulic jack. Once the monopile is placed on the ocean floor, a transition piece is installed on top. This transition piece is then slowly lowered. Then it is carefully fixed. It has the important task of connecting the wind turbine to the monopile. The transition piece can be brightly colored. Then comes the step of mooring the boat. A ladder finally takes the technicians to the platform. The next step is to assemble the tower of the wind turbine. Once fully assembled, the pitch, angle, and yaw of the blades can be adjusted to optimize the turbine's performance. Each wind turbine in the wind farm is then connected to an offshore substation. This is responsible for supplying the national grid on land. But why consider the offshore wind turbine when we already have onshore wind turbines that produce a lot of electricity on land? Well, this solution does not come with only advantages. Indeed, onshore wind turbines are noisy. Their use in urban areas is restricted. Moreover, many find that they disfigure the landscape and are ugly. Beyond this aesthetic, there remains the force of the wind in the earth, which is not constant. This means that wind turbines do not always produce the same amount of electricity. There are even times when they can produce any. And it doesn't help when the manufacturing of wind turbines produces more pollution. To provide enough electricity for an entire communities, large wind farms must be built. So, is it better to choose offshore wind turbines? Well, wind speeds at sea tend to be faster than on land. Small increases in wind speed lead to large increases in energy production. Faster winds offshore mean that much more energy can be generated. Indeed, if we look at wind speeds at sea, they tend to be more sustainable than on land. So we have a more reliable source of energy. In addition, many coastal areas have very high electrical needs. Building offshore wind farms in these areas can help. Being at sea, offshores do not disturb anyone in terms of noise. Moreover, it has been proven that they can form a marine ecosystem thanks to mollusks and other marine plants that cling to the base of the structure. Fish are attracted by this, while they, in turn, attract other marine animals. However, it is still too early to determine the exact impact this may have on marine life. But offshore wind farms can also have many of the same benefits as onshore wind farms. They provide renewable energy and a source of domestic power. They create jobs through the construction and maintenance of these offshore farms. So why are there more of them in the ocean waters? The first reason being that is to install an offshore wind farm, a positive environmental impact analysis must be obtained. Another study demonstrating its compatibility with other uses of marine space must also be obtained. Very rigorous studies are conducted in the years preceding the start of the project. Among others, an analysis of compatibility in the wind farm with navigation, marine fauna, sediment transportation, dynamics, etc. These studies are compatible by a flow-up during the construction and operation phase of the farm. All of this takes a lot of time and resources. On top of that, wind farm sites use extremely innovative state-of-the-art solutions. The cost is enormous compared to onshore farms. So is the production and installation of electrical cables under the seabed. Returning the electricity to land is also very expensive. In addition, it is very difficult to build robust wind farms. Securing them in waters around 60 meters deep requires expertise. Floating wind turbines are beginning to overcome the challenge. Still, they remain less popular. Despite this strategic location, an offshore wind turbine remains vulnerable to several environmental factors. For example, wave action and even strong winds. As revealed earlier, the effects of offshore wind farms on marine animals and birds are not fully known at this time. However, the sites of these parks can be a nuisance to local residents. This may also affect tourism and real estate values. And that's it. We've reached the end of our video. Do you think offshore wind is better than onshore wind? Tell us what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed our topic, leave us a little blue thumbs up. To make sure to miss our next videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And remember to turn on that notification bell. See you soon.